All right. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Again, you know the name, you know the face. Joe Bertocchi is my name. Wow. AK, yeah, right. That's it, everybody. I'll see you next week. Bring the bucket with you too, pal. Is he good, Mark? I told you he's good. He'll be here all week. Okay. Take care of your bartenders. Oh, the camera's over here. Thank you. So Joe Bertocchi is my original name. I have a company called Joe's Plumbing. Passed the business cards around earlier. I've been a plumber for, good God, 25 years. Local, okay. With it's like ESPN. He's looking here, then he's back here. For about 25 years. I've had a business for about 3 years. I love being a business owner. It's totally different than being a little worker bee, you know, with the union. How I came up, I went through my apprenticeship the right way. I went through a 5-year apprenticeship at Local 130. It was an interesting opportunity. When I first started, I hated it. I came from a family business of plumbers. Everybody was a plumber. Guess what you're gonna do, kid? Brothers, sisters, everybody in my family. So that's a little bit how I came up. Grew up in the south suburbs, and came up with the plumbing company. My dad shopped for 37 years. Was known as Bertocchi Plumbing. So yeah, here I am. I never thought I'd be a plumber, but here I am. So what? Who am I? What do I do? And where do I go? What is my parameters? Who am I? I just explained it. I'm located. Just bought a new shop, a new office, 7125 West Gunnison. It's right behind the Family Palace. I think a couple of you remember the Family Palace. Okay, exactly.
You still go there. I just park in the back.
There you go. I'm telling you, this guy's good, right, Mike? Yeah, we're taking it on the road. We're just gonna do it. Grab a suitcase now. Let's go. So right behind the Family Palace, got an office here. Got a shop there. 3 to 5 guys on and off. I did pretty much my whole plumbing career. I did commercial. You know, work with commercial plumbing shops. My dad had a plumbing shop. Now I'm on the residential end. Why the residential end? Number one, it's not as cutthroat. Working in the union was great. It was a great opportunity. For any young person that wants to do it, come up the right way. Learn how to do things the right way. Get the skills, get the skill set, get the background, and then if you want to go off and do something else, work at your own shop, do that. That's what I did. I just got tired of the politics. I got tired of the backstabbing, so to speak. You can't work hard enough for some of the good folks down there. But anyway, it was a great opportunity. I love my unions. I support the unions. And I appreciate everything. Been in business 3 years. I'm located here on Gunnison and Harlem. And if anyone ever wants to come on by, I'd love to learn more about your business, because it's just not about me, friend. It's about you as well. Come on by. I'd love to sit and chat with you, learn more about your business. Mark, you're a stone's throw away. Pete, you probably live across the street. So that's what I love doing. I love promoting other people's business. What do? I do residential plumbing. Give you a couple examples. Pass around a couple things right here. Show and tell. Whoever can guess any of these things, you win a free new car today. It's parked out back. No, just kidding. If you want,
Check bell.
he's good. He's telling jokes and he knows everything. If you want to pass that around the horn, we'll do a little bit. Right there. Yeah, Don. Exactly. That is a check valve. That is going to go on your. Don, do you know where that goes?
On your sump pump.
There you go. That's my new partner. Don, can you suit up after work? We got a few calls today. Okay.
I got some dirty jeans in the vest. I'm good.
As you see, I'm doing the profiling here. And oh, by the way, the nice little logo here brought to you by none other than Miss Ginny Kanzioka here, doing the great work on the logo, marketing brand in there. So, so what do? I do residential plumbing. That's one of the tools. If you want to keep passing that down, when you get a chance, Kurt. Sorry. I just brought a couple things, tools of the trade here, a little bit. Exactly. We use it for bingo too. B47. Yeah, so residential plumbing is very interesting. Who's a good client? Who's a good referral for me? People like Fran, people like Mark, people like Jenny, people like Pete, people like Don, Kurt, everybody in the room is because anyone that owns a house, that owns a condo, that owns a townhouse can be a good client for me. I've probably done work in 50% of the people's places right here. Not only do I like to do the work, but I like to get to know the people. You get to know the people, you get to know the family. You get to know a little bit the sub-story, behind the people that you see. And that's the part I really like about it. What do I do? One more time. Like I said, I am a residential plumber. I do sump pumps, ejector pumps, hot water heaters. I could totally disconnect a heater right there, get it out, transport, probably in about 2 hours. Did some water heater work at Pete's place. We ran a brand new gas line out to his grill. I think it was last summer. It was a great job. Got to Pete, his partner. There you go. Nothing blew up yet, so I think we're doing good. What's that? A gas line, yeah. So basically plumbing, when you hear plumbing, there's basically 3 different lines that we work with. We work with waste lines, we work with fresh water supply, hot, cold, and we work with vent lines, which brings the smell out of the lines. And lastly, we work with gasoline, or gas lines. In Chicago, it's so big, it's so enormous here in Chicago. It's not just the plumbers union, Mike, as we also have the pipe fitters. And the pipe fitters pretty much handle supplying the HVAC units that you see. They'll run, bigger lines to that, chill lines and this sort of thing, pipe fitters. So, but you go to other places, you'll have the plumber, quote unquote, will handle 90% of the things. But here, I can pretty much do just about everything. And it's great because sump pumps, ejector pumps, those are in the house when anything breaks down. It's down in your basement, down by your furnace and that sort of thing. You got pits in the ground. We're the guys that open up those lids and everything and just kind of dive face first into there and take care. We got to take care of those. Make sure you take the power off the pump before you pull it out. And I had a couple other things. I want to just kind of pass them around the horn. See if we can play a little show and tell around here. See if anybody knows any of these items right here. Just kind of one more thing here, Monica. Sorry about that. These are just some of the tools of the trade going around the horn, folks. If you could just keep bringing it around the horn so everybody can see it. Like Don said, this was a great call. This is for your sump pump. This is a check valve. You want to make sure that this arrow that the water is discharging out of here, it leaves your pit and it goes into your overhead sewer, which goes out of your house. Didn't really know what to say or what to do. Plumbing is so diverse. There's so many things that you can do. Hot water heaters, sump pumps, ejector pumps. I get a lot of calls for sump pumps. What's a sump pump? Sump pump handles a lot of folks up in Park Ridge, Des Plaines. You got the Des Plaines River right up there. Get a lot of calls ran over there. You get a pump. You get a main pump and you get a backup pump. I wish I could bring them all in here, but it'd be like a bunch of stuff. A main pump and a backup pump. And what it is, a backup pump, what does it do? Well, backup pump is connected to a battery, literally a car battery. Long story short, if your main pump ever goes out, you get a big rain coming in, it's going to knock out your main pump. You better make sure you got a backup pump. What's a backup pump connected to? Not the elbow, it's the car battery. Thanks, Mike. Guy number 2, I think I'll have a full truckload here today. Guys, suit up after this and we'll do some calls. But yeah, so sump pumps, ejector pumps, and Fran, that's a good thing. You might get some calls, folks, inspection, pre and post inspection too, Kurt. Mark, you might see that, clients might need that. I go out on, quite a few calls, and that's what I get to call. Joe, make sure the sump pump, the backups, everything's hooked up. Those are important things, and a homeowner might need. Hot water heaters, that's a huge thing. People don't know. I see that they're incorrectly, supported. Here's something right here. You want to pass this around the horn. This is copper piping right here, folks. I don't know, right here, there, Monica. This right here, a common mistake that people make when they go from galvanized pipe, and I could go on. I'll just keep it short. But one of the main problems that people make, am I okay on time, Mike? Yeah, okay. You got threads right here. This is what we call a dielectric union. One of the main things that you see a lot of union plumbers know that I'll come in on jobs and I'll see it's kind of like a handyman, so to speak, or guys don't know what they're doing. This is what we call galvanized old school. Back in the 80s, they started changing, going from the galvanized, old galvanized. You hear about lead, Flint, Michigan, all this kind of stuff. Well, what happens was they had the galvanized pipe, which is a threaded pipe, and what I'm passing around the horn now is what we call, you can play it as a flute. It's a telescope, yeah. And this one right here, folks, you see where it's going. It's the industry transferred, Mike. Back in the 80s, they started going from galvanized pipe on the water supply, on your fresh water supply, hot and cold, come into your house galvanized. So in the early 80s, we changed that over from galvanized to copper. Why? Health issues. Flint, Michigan. Do I need to say anything more? Chicago's got one of the best water supplies here in the nation. This right here, dielectric union. When you don't see this and there's a transfer going from galvanized pipe, the gray pipe, to the copper pipe, they don't have one of these things, call me. I'll come over, I'll change it. This is Illinois state code right here. It has to have a dielectric union. Hey, Monica, I'll just pass that around real quick just so you can see it.
Why?
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Don.
why?
Why is it? Great question, Don. Couple reasons. Do a Google search sometime on copper. Copper space health. Why is copper good for the body? Number one, it's good for the body. Number two, galvanized contain the lead. There was a small percentage of lead in there that they found out. And labor intensive, copper's easier to put in. It's healthier, it's cleaner, and copper's basically, better for your body. And they just change it. And the galvanized contain a little bit, a percentage of lead. The old lead services, we call them services. What is a service? It's the main supply that comes into your house from the street, because out here you probably got these huge lines. I know I'm kind of going over here, Mike, that contain the water, distribution lines, and what they do, they branch off from the street, come into your house. Those years ago were all, it still are, lead. They were lead services, what we call the main supply, and they would come into the house, and it would kind of bring a little bit of lead. Get off that subject. Pray, God bless you, man. About 2 more minutes, 3 more minutes. Okay. So this right here, guys, just a little show and tell, and I'll wrap it up. This right here is what we call a no-hub coupling. Anytime you want to go, this is PVC pipe. You've probably seen this, right? Anytime you want to go from PVC pipe to, this is a connector, okay? And what you do is you put this little band on here. It goes on like this, and I usually carry my drill. It fits over the top. This is just a little bit of a connector. It goes like this. It's a no-hub coupling. A no-hub coupling connects PVC pipe to PVC pipe. Take this one off. It's got a nice rubber band on the inside like that, stuff you really don't get to see, Mike. Nice connector. Some people put PVC on there and they connect it up with PVC glue. You can do that. I have a cordless drill that I change that with. Here's something everybody's probably seen. Don, you know what this one is right here, right?
They call that a P-trap.
A P-trap.
Not
All right.
A trap P.
Not a trap P.
It's only a P-trap because it looks like a P.
He's good. Thank you. Don, you're
I didn't want Monica to get mad at me making gross jokes. It's a true statement.
All right. What Don's trying to say, too, is if you look at it right here, folks, what does that look like? A letter P. Why do they call it a trap? They call it a trap because this part right here comes off right here. You take the nut off there, nut washer. Well, what happened is it's a trap because right here, the water comes down here, the waste, and this is a trap right here. It's a 1 to 3 inch trap seal. What is the seal? The water that comes in from your drain comes in here and basically goes out here, but the other part just sits in here. See, when it's quiet, the faucet isn't open, there's always going to be a water supply, a trap seal. What does that do? The smell that's coming from the inside of your line gets trapped right here on the water right there. It's a trap, it's a P trap right here, and that's why the water supply, it gets connected right there. I'm going to pass that around. Little kind of closing off, guys. This one right here. Does anybody know what this is real quick besides Don? Okay, right, Fran? You probably know what this, Fran knows what this is. Don knows what this is. Okay, this is right here, guys. This is what you call a wax ring on the bottom of your toilet. I know it's crazy. I get a lot of calls for these. I get just over the years, what it does, it acts like a buffer, like a pillow between the floor and your china. We call it the fixture. What it does, it sits on there, so it sits on there nice and soft, like a pillow does. And it acts as a buffer, so when the waste goes through there, it doesn't all over your place. So you have a nice buffer in there. We have bolts that come up from the bottom. We call them Johnny bolts. This one right here, this is called a wax ring. Last thing, and I'll be real quick. Does anybody know what this is real quick, and I'll close it out?
Sink drain.
Sink drain? Okay, right? Okay. What about this, guys? You could use this as a pancake flipper on the weekend if you want. Okay? Exactly. This is what happens when you want to tighten this from the bottom. A lot of people don't notice. When I'm underneath the sink, Mark knows I was underneath the sink at his place one time. This is how you tighten these nuts. Oh, we had a lot of fun under Mark's sink the one time. Oh, it was a ball. Oh, you know it, that too. Oh man, it was a good time. So this one right here, guys, this is how you tighten the nut on here. This comes with multiple, it's a rubber washer and a cardboard washer. How do you do all this stuff, Joe? This has got washers right here. This is on the bottom of your sink. This is what your sink looks like underneath your sink. So this is your drain. When you got your drain, it's just an opening. Put this guy in there, connect it up from the bottom. tighten it up with this guy right here. Boom, you're all set. Okay, so in closing, folks, I got well, where do I go? I basically go, if I can, my perimeter, Park Ridge to Evanston. I go up to Northbrook if I can. Mike, you know about Northbrook. Both parts of the chamber up there. I go as far as the south side. I don't know, 75th. I've done some jobs for Bernie Small. He used to have some, some fix up over there. Did some jobs for Bernie over there. Hey, any place in between. I'm on the northwest side. I'm a hop, skip, and a jump from here. Once again, the office, 7125 West Gunnison right there. My name's Joe. I am a plumber. I'm proud of it.
It's 10 o'clock at night on a Saturday. My house
Yep.
tank blows. Am I calling you?
Absolutely. Whether I like it or not. Absolutely. Absolutely, Mark.
So emergency service.
Yeah. I'll do emergency calls. If I can put it off till the morning, I'll do it. But if you want me to come out that night, I'll take care of it. I'm ready to go. I'm kind of like a fireman, right up in there. I'm ready for the call. No job too big or too small. And to answer this one right here, does anybody know what this one, besides Don or Fran?
It's a hanger for a
Frisbee?
That's what you put around somebody's neck when you want to kill them.
That too. No, this has been thrown on my neck a few times. Okay, what this is right here, guys, this is, yeah, exactly. This is a drain for a garbage disposal. Drain for a garbage disposal. How the heck do you put this on, Joe? I loosen up all these screws, drop it from the top, catch it from the bottom. I put it on. It's got a clamp, a split washer on the inside, and it goes on. This right here is the top. And I get a lot of calls from these Lincoln Park, Bucktown area, a lot of garbage disposals going out. I do upgrades on all the fixtures. Any fixture in the house, I can take it off, I can put it on. Any more questions, guys? Gals, birds, and bees? Oh, good question. I like that one. Yes. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Absolutely. I'm glad. Hey, I just started doing this, man. Okay. I was going to get to, are you kidding me? So here's the thing. This is what you call a licensed plumber.
Is that your high school ID?
That's my high school ID. Took it right out of high school. First day of high school.
I noticed you looked over your shoulder when you looked at the ice.
Yeah, well, I was looking for the ice. Yeah, the Iceman cometh. Or just anybody, IRS, anybody, just anything, anybody, boogeyman, call it whatever you want. Oh, there's Mike again. Hey, Mike, this is a good thing. Always remember, whether it's the three mechanical trades, in all seriousness, plumbing, electrical, HVAC work. I got guys that do all this kind of stuff. Always make sure you have a professional. Some people say that they know what they're taught. Absolutely, absolutely. I came through the right way. I went through the apprenticeship program here in Chicago. 1340 West Washington Boulevard will be forever ingrained in my head. And it's right down by the United Center, across from the Fitters Hall, the Plumbers Hall, the Electricians. Okay, exactly. Make sure they have this. Always make sure. When I walk through somebody's door, I say, "Hi, I'm Joe the plumber. I got a call. This is who I am. This is what I do." Just so we're on the same page. Always make sure they have the proper identification. Make sure they're licensed, and they got their dues are up to date. Just saying. Okay. I have CE training every year to keep up my license. My license is due every February with the City of Chicago Department of Buildings. I'm not some guy in the parking lot at the Home Depot. God bless him, But that's all I got, folks. Joe's my name. Plumbing's my game. All right. Hey, bud.
Are you going to do a dance for us?
That's all I got. It gets uglier from here. Yeah, absolutely. You can call my my website. What's it?